Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again, and welcome back to the G1 Marathon. And in this video, I shall review Rodimus Prime. Now, if you've seen the G1 movie, you know about this guy. Rodimus Prime is supposed to be the upgraded form of Hot Rod, who donned his form around the end of the movie when he was fighting Galvatron instead of Unicron. Essentially, Prime had died, and the Matrix had chosen Hot Rod, so yeah, pretty much, Hot Rod replaces Optimus Prime as the leader, and dons a new name, Rodimus Prime. Nah, that's a weird name, honestly. I feel like it should have always been Ultra Magnus who was the leader. Granted, he preferred taking orders, but still, Ultra Magnus would have been a way better leader, honestly. But well, before we get on to the actual figure, we need to have a look at his tech spec. Okay, now. Function, Protector. Experience is the benchmark of maturity. A vanguard for the Autobot ranks. Possesses acute military prowess. Speaks with the savvy of seasoned veteran. Expert tactician with exceptional maneuverability in battle. Can be hot-headed at times. I mean, of course, he used to be Hot Rod, so. Has a tendency to act first and ask questions later. In robot mode, carries a photon eliminator, this thing, that shoots high voltage electricity, range 500 miles, speed 200 miles per hour. Sole purpose is to protect all life. His only weakness is his compassion for other living vehicles. Now, his strength is 10, intelligence is also 10, speed is 9, endurance looks to be, I don't know, 9.5 maybe. Rank is 10, courage is 10, firepower is 9, and skill looks to be around 10. So that's it for his bio. Let's have a look at the actual figure itself. Now, as we can see, Rodimus here is a future space truck, or as many people call it, the Space Winnebago. Yeah, this is supposed to be a futuristic truck. Pretty much, if his original car mode, before when he was Hot Rod, was carrying a trailer, I don't know, this could be camper van mode for all I know. But having a look around, I mean, we can see the flames. I mean, that this guy did this way before Prime did it in the movies, and what Rodimus and Energon would go on to do. Got the front, and we still have the spoiler here. We have the flame hood, the top of the rub symbol, and this one is actually working. Underneath, and yeah, you can see how he transforms pretty much. Well, there's pretty much not much else to say. If I had the original Hot Rod, then I would do a comparison, but of course I don't, so yeah. So let's just get on with his transformation. And his transformation, well, yeah, it's an illusion. This part pretty much just splits from the trailer. So while it looks pretty cool in its vehicle modes, this is the actual thing's vehicle mode, the actual robot. Yeah, not as pretty, eh? But well, what you're supposed to do is take the spoiler and remove that. I know, parts forming. Come in here and just flip out his feet. This guy's actually quite tall. Go in here and, if you can, pull out his arms. Pull out this entire thing and just flip this around. Put the back in. And just flip up his head. And well, here we have Rodimus in his robot mode. And then take the spoiler and plug that back in. There we go. Now as you can see, he has this sticker on his crotch, and on my one it's upside down, but honestly, I kind of prefer, because if it was the right way up, it would just make it look like he's wearing a pair of yellow pants, and that's just a bit ridiculous. So, if anything, the guy who had this before me pretty much did me a favor in sticking this upside down, so it looks less like he's trying to flash himself to impress RC. But yeah, having a look at his head, I mean, he looks tired. I mean, it looks like it just looks like he's tired, like there's bags under his eyes. Now, for articulation, I'll remove the spoiler for this. There you go. The articulation is just the arms move. That's it. There's no T-posing, there's no waist, nothing at the head, nothing at the legs. It's just the arms. And even then, it sort of gets in the way of the spoiler. So, that's kind of sucky. Now remember, this isn't the entirety of the figure. We also have his trailer. And if you remember with Optimus Prime, his trailer transformed into a little battle station. Well, with Rodimus, that's also the case. So just come in here. Split that. Then come in here, pull up this little turret. And then just extend that out. And then you're also supposed to attach on these little blast shields. Like so. And seeing how we're pretty much gonna have Rodimus man this, well, we can go ahead and put this into his arm now. So yeah, pretty much we have Rodimus manning this little gun station thing, and well, it does give him a bit of height. But still doesn't mask about how this thing's a bit shite. But, well, complaints. I mean, I can't be harsh on the articulation because, come on, it's a G1 figure. But, I mean, like, say you have this figure and you lose or break the trailer and you have to get rid of it, or you just lose it. Well, Rodimus pretty much can't transform in that case, because remember his... Unlike with Prime, who looks great with or without his trailer, Rodimus needs his trailer in vehicle mode to look complete. Otherwise, he'll just look really weird in vehicle mode. Not to mention, he's a bit too tall and gangly. And I'm not really a big fan of the head. I mean, yeah, it's a bit weird. But, well, that's pretty much all I had to say about this guy. Well, do I recommend Rodimus? Well, once again, I say, if you're a fan of the G1 movie, a fan of G1 in general, or you like collecting 80s figures, because, well, sure, He's supposed to be a Autobot leader in the third series, but the toy doesn't do the character justice, honestly. And even then, as I said, I don't think Hot Rod should have been the leader anyway. It should have more been Ultra Magnus. So, but well, say you want a figure of Rodimus, but you don't like how this guy pretty much only moves his arms in that set. Well, I'd say either go for Power Up to Prime Rodimus, or maybe even just Masterpiece Hot Rods. Because let's be honest, this guy's better as Hot Rods. If you want to get a G1 figure of Hot Rod or Rodimus, just get the original car, not the Rodimus Prime one, unless you absolutely must have this guy. I only bought this guy because I also have Galvatron, and I wanted him to have his rival, so yeah. So, this has been my review on G1 Rodimus Prime, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.